pretty shocking to say, but this coming Saturday, August 1st, marks 6 months since Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, went missing. Just Monday, Savannah once again took to Instagram to appeal to the kidnappers' humanity in this new plea for them to do the right thing.
The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you, to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. Help us bring this situation to an end.
And look, after 6 months, it's a fair question to ask if whether or not the case has gone cold. Something my next guest, Wyatt Sharpe, host of the Sharpe Exchange and Gen Z political commentator, was able to ask Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos in an in-depth interview just yesterday.
The question was asked of me, is this case cold? It is not cold. We have a lot of evidence that, like I say, our scientific labs are working. There's video evidence that we continue to work with, not just labs, but also some private corporations who have graciously given their time to help look at some of the video evidence and see if we can't piece things together.
Right.
And of course, there's literally thousands of tips that come in. Certainly, they're not coming in at the rate they were initially, but we still get them.
And Wyatt Sharpe joins me live now. Everybody take a look. This is the future of news. This is the future of media right here. First of all, congratulations on getting that interview. Pretty incredible. Let's talk about it.
Thank you.
So just this week, we were showing Savannah put out this new plea. You asked Sheriff Nanos about his relationship with the Guthrie family, which has always been kind of a question mark. What did he tell you?
Yeah, it was really interesting because in the beginning, he tried to make it out as if the relationship is very strong. He said that the Guthrie family and him are on good terms. He had said that she has his contact information, as does the rest of the Guthrie family. But then he said that they haven't spoken to each other recently, which I thought was particularly kind of perplexing in general, but particularly because we're coming up on the 6-month mark, as you pointed out, on this Saturday. I thought that there might have been some type of an effort from him or his office to reach out to her and kind of at least update them on where things stand in the investigation, but according to his account, that is not the case.
Yeah, that's unusual. That's unusual given this ongoing investigation. But look, I'm not surprised considering you haven't heard too much commentary from Savannah Guthrie about Sheriff Nanos. Look, he has gotten his fair share of criticism over how this investigation has been handled, including the time it took local investigators to contact the FBI. By the way, something that FBI Director Kash Patel publicly called delayed. You asked Nanos about that. I want to play a quick clip of it.
Sure.
A lot was said from, I guess, Director Patel about how we delayed contacting them. I just think he's misinformed and doesn't understand that that evening when this event was actually the afternoon of the first one we first learned of it.
Yeah.
Our detectives were called in after our search and rescue team recognized what they had, contacted our investigative teams. They immediately contacted the Violent Crime Task Force, and their representatives were there.
And just following up on that, what did he tell you about his office's work with the FBI now?
Yeah, again, going back to kind of the comment that Kash Patel made in an interview with Fox News talking about how the FBI was delayed and how they weren't allowed to go onto the scene because Chris Nanos' office hadn't reached out to them, hadn't kind of extended that hand to cooperate with them in the investigation. He said that he thinks, obviously, as you heard there, Kash Patel is misinformed, but he went a step further than that and said that Kash Patel is sharing false information and receiving false information, he had said, from those around him, which he said he believes is actively hurting the case. So he also said that he's never met Kash Patel, which I also thought was weird because obviously if it's any other case, it would be unorthodox for the FBI director to be talking to a local sheriff, but this is a case that has captivated the attention of the nation and, frankly, the world as well.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.